My name is Herzog. I have lived in Auckland, New Zealand, Liège, Belgium, Melbourne, Australia, and now New York, New York. My favourite memory of living in one of these places is hanging out on the beach in Melbourne with my friends from college, because they were one of the best friends that I've ever had. We were basically just chilling on the beach, having a good time. The weather was perfect, you know, getting a tan, having fun, and just being surrounded by good people. When I was in Belgium, I got really homesick. It was because I was very young, like 16 and 17, and it was the first time I'd been away from home by myself, and I was away for a whole year without seeing my family. And yeah, it was a horrible experience actually. I got really homesick. To overcome the homesickness, I spoke a lot to my mum and dad on the phone, and my grandparents and my little brother, and on Skype. Just keeping in touch with them constantly really helped, because they were also, you know, missing me, so we helped each other. I really overcame it by making some really good friends, and they became my surrogate family while I was overseas. And actually that's happened in every location. Basically I have about 2 or 3 very, very good friends each city or country that I live in, and they're like my family as well. It was a little bit difficult to converse at first because of the difference. Like, anything that's different is going to take a little while to adapt to, but obviously that's part of life and people learn to adapt, and that's one of the main skills of survival. So yeah, no, it wasn't easy, and there was times where it was frustrating, but you know, you do what you do and just get by, and it would turn out well, you know.
I was on vacation with my family in the Philippines at a resort, and I was wearing floaters and holding on to my sister. And I remember letting go and submerging my head in the water, and it was really scary, and then I realized that I enjoyed it.
Was it a happy memory or a sad memory?
It was a happy memory. I love water, so I think that was my first realization of that.
Who do you miss?
I miss the people that I lived with in England about 5 years ago, and I had to come home to New York. But I think part of me is a very strong Anglophile, and I hope to find myself there again one day. I was born in the Philippines, so I'm Filipina, and I'm still a Philippine citizen, more out of default. But I was very patriotic for a long time. My family moved to the US when I was 7, and I've lived in New York since then, or at least from age 8 to 18. We lived in LA for 1 year when we arrived. Then I was in college in Princeton, New Jersey for 4 years. Lived in New Mexico for 2 years, teaching high school. Lived in England in high school for 6 months because my sister was married to a German, and I did an exchange. Lived in Japan for a summer, 2 years in England, and then a few more months in Germany. When I was a child, I loved this thing called puto bongbong, which is a Philippine dessert. And I don't know if I can describe it accurately, but it's rice and coconut that's been placed in a banana leaf. And I also like ube, which is yam. And maybe some different forms of that. When I was 5, I shared a room with my sister in the Philippines. We had 2 beds that were joined together, and we usually slept with my parents anyway, but I remember these white and green tulips. They had wallpaper back then, and I used to draw on the walls.